DJI have just released a firmware update hoping to address the signal problems both the Mini 1 and 2 are experiencing. I also wanted to see how this drone would now perform in winds, as it can now handle level 5 winds compared to a level 4. So we've come to the same location as a previous test. This area there is some interference. Now I know in the media the Mini 2 is advertised at a 6 km range, but looking at the website you'll see that's only in perfect no wind conditions. It also does state FCC mode, and an interfered area can get between 3 km to 6. So that is more realistic, and that's what we're going to be aiming for today. Since this update, let's see if it does actually make any difference to the interference and signal of the Mini 2. So we're now just approaching the final distance of what the Mini 1 did in this location. Obviously the Mini 1 had enhanced Wi-Fi, didn't have OcuSync 2.0, so this signal is definitely a lot more stable. This now is the distance which the Mini 2 on the original firmware was starting to lag and drop out, and it was actually failing round about 1400 meters. This starts to stutter a bit here, as you can see it. The signal in the top right corner is dropping out a little bit, but the main problem is the wind, because it's obviously a lot windier today. The wind is actually blowing the drone slightly to the right hand side. As you can see, it's drifting a bit out, so that's definitely something you need to be made aware of, that the drone, it is a little bit better in wind, but it's certainly not miles better, so obviously just be completely aware of that. So anyway, so I carried on, so it's gone well over the 1400 meters which the original firmware did. I'm now getting quite a lot of strong wind warnings, which isn't ideal because it means I'm going to have to descend a little bit, and I wanted to try and keep it around about 90 or 100 meters, the same as before. It does unfortunately now start to fall apart a bit. I think it's mainly because I can't get the drone higher because of this wind warning that's going off, but the picture just starts to lag a lot, around about 2300 meters, and the signal is dropping and I've lost connection at 2273 was the final distance, which is a lot better. I mean, it was nearly 1,000 meters more, 1 kilometer more than the original test I did with the Mini 2. So that firmware update's definitely worked, and if the warnings for the wind weren't as bad, I could have got the drone higher, so I would easily expect it to do more than that. I think the wind is what's having a problem. I did notice coming back when the drone was facing me, so it was facing the opposite direction, the drone's obviously getting battered around. I'm getting several wind warning messages, but the lag and the stuttering coming back, it was so much worse. The signal kept dropping out coming back, so it does look like when you're going to be returning from a distance to actually returning, just put the sticks backwards and just fly backwards, it seems to have a much stable connection when the signal from the controller is facing the rear of the drone rather than facing the front of it. Overall, in an area with interference in high wind, I'm really impressed that this drone nearly got 2,500 meters in an urban environment. without this wind, could have got the drone higher, could have flown a lot further, definitely. So let's do another test when this wind dies down a bit and let's see what we get. Thanks for watching.